Did you know? Lust is not just about sexual desire as many people think. It is far more subtle. It weaves itself into every corner of life, from small things like a moment of scrolling on social media to major decisions about career, money, and even our spiritual lives. Picture this. One evening you pick up your phone and open social media. You see someone your age with hundreds of thousands of followers, every clip getting thousands of likes. Suddenly, a question echoes in your mind: why am I never noticed like that? Am I not good enough, not talented enough, not attractive enough? In just a moment, you've been swept into a very familiar form of lust, the lust for recognition. You see, lust is not only about physical desires. It can also come from our craving for praise, for power, for wealth, or even for knowledge, just to prove we are better than someone else. And this is exactly what the Bible warns against. Eve did not eat the forbidden fruit simply because she was hungry. She wanted wisdom, something beyond God's will. From that moment, humanity stepped into a long journey of struggle with lust. In this message, we will explore the 6 types of lust revealed in Scripture. But rather than just listing them, I will share real-life examples and stories around us, so you can reflect on yourself. And don't worry, at the end, I will share how you can recognize, control, and transform lust into a driving force for spiritual growth. So let's begin this journey together. 1. The lust for pleasure. Proverbs 21 verse 17 says, "Whoever loves pleasure will become poor. Whoever loves wine and olive oil will never be rich." Pleasure itself isn't wrong, but when you are obsessed with the need to constantly feel good, you lose balance. Have you ever binge-watched an entire series all night only to wake up exhausted? Or played video games until you forgot to eat and sleep? That's when pleasure takes hold of you. Today's world makes it even easier to get addicted. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube are designed to keep you scrolling endlessly. The question is, are you allowing fleeting joys to rule over your true inner peace? The solution is to set limits, choose healthier joys, and practice meditation or prayer to find deeper peace. 2. The lust for power. In Mark 10 verses 43 to 44, Jesus taught, "Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be slave of all." Yet in reality, many workplaces become battlegrounds for power. People fight for positions, steal credit, and manipulate others. Have you ever disrupted unity just to stand out yourself? The lesson is to learn to listen, to practice servant leadership, and to constantly reflect through feedback from others. 3. The lust for wealth. 1 Timothy 6 verse 9 warns, "Those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction." In today's society, many buy things not because they need them but to show off. A brand new phone, even when the old one works perfectly, is a common example. But have you ever spent money to protect your image rather than invest in your mental and physical well-being? The advice is to budget based on true value, practice generosity to overcome greed, and place your trust in God's provision rather than the false safety of wealth. 4. The lust for recognition. John 12 verse 43 says, "For they loved human praise more than praise from God." Social media reflects this perfectly. Our moods rise and fall with likes and views. But do you post to genuinely share or only to score points? A helpful practice is to write down something you want to share but don't post it, reminding yourself your value isn't tied to numbers. Seek smaller communities where you are truly heard and ask yourself, would I still do this if no one saw? 5. The lust for knowledge. 1 Corinthians 8 verse 1 reminds, "Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up." Learning is good, but if it's only to prove yourself, pride will take over. I once read extensively but only to outshine others, and in the end that knowledge did nothing to change my life. The solution is to learn in order to teach, to serve others, and to remember that knowledge can never replace the wisdom that comes from God. 6. The lust for the flesh. 1 Thessalonians 4 verses 3 to 5 declares, "It is God's will that you should be sanctified, that you should avoid sexual immorality." This is the most obvious form of lust. In the internet age, with just a few clicks, you can access unhealthy content. It feels sweet at first but leaves long-lasting damage. Have you ever felt regret after doing something you knew was wrong? The solution is to set clear boundaries, Avoid being alone with screens for too long, find trusted people to share and pray with, and replace harmful habits with healthier activities. Among the 6, lust of the flesh is the most visible, but lust for knowledge and recognition are the most subtle. You can try drawing a self-examination matrix, with 6 axes, and mark your own levels on each. I once had a friend addicted to recognition, working himself to exhaustion just to be praised. When he started writing a short 5-minute journal each night, he slowly learned to live for inner values rather than public applause. This is also a suggestion for you. Journaling your inner struggle with lust can change the way you see yourself. My dear friends, lust, whether for pleasure, power, wealth, recognition, knowledge, or flesh, is a very natural human desire. But when it crosses the line, it takes over our hearts, pulling us away from peace and away from God. The lesson is not to kill desire, but to master it, to live with awareness, to recognize and redirect it. So write a small commitment. Today, spend less time on social media. Tomorrow, don't spend money to show off but to help someone in need. Every night, ask yourself, did I choose peace or impulse today? If you've stayed with me this far, I believe you truly long for change. And that is the very first step of a meaningful journey. Thank you for walking this path with me. Remember, you are not alone. See you in the next video.